Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to our channel, Wellness is Beautiful. This is the space where we talk about, demonstrate, and discover a variety of ways for us to be well together. Today's video is actually going to be our our introduction to what this channel is all about. As you can see on my table, I have lots of items. I did a run to the farmer's market yesterday because I'm getting ready to do some canning, getting ready to do some dehydration, and getting ready to do some soups that I'm going to place in the freezer. So all of these things will actually be debuted on our different videos: how to make healthy soups, how to can your fruits and some of your vegetables, how to just make choices while you're shopping to live a better life in the kitchen, thereby your family. So we're going to start with just what's in front of me right now. I'm going to show you the vegetables, what I do with them, so you'll know what that particular video, when we feature these things, what it's going to be about. So we're going to start with our lovely purple and green cabbage. What do I use these for? I use these to make sauerkraut. What is sauerkraut? Sauerkraut is a probiotic. It is taking the cabbage, putting it in, after you've cut it up, let it be in salt. So the salt is going to extract the water from the cabbage. You're going to put it in jars and let it sit for however long to ferment. That is a probiotic. What's a probiotic? Probiotic is something that helps our gut, and we all need gut health. Gut health means that we're better able to support our immune system. We're better able to fight off different pathogens, diseases, and things. Better able to support our digestion system, elimination and all of that. So we're going to have a whole video just dedicated to how to process our cabbage into a good probiotic. Next thing we have is our aloe vera plant. Aloe vera will be used in actually some of my topical products that I make. We'll have a whole video dedicated to how I make my soaps, and I call them healthy soaps, wellness soaps, because I make soaps using charcoal, turmeric, lemon, shea butter, just about anything I can think of. So we're gonna have a whole video dedicated to why I no longer have to buy soaps in the grocery stores and in the different stores. I actually choose my own ingredients, put them together, and actually make enough soap to last my family for a whole year. I also have, while we're talking about body care, I will have a video demonstrating how I make my body creams. I make body creams for various things. I make body cream for just the healthiness for the skin, for the body. I make body creams to promote health as far as getting magnesium in the body. I do different salves and creams that promote aiding in helping with arthritis, different things. So that's going to be a fun channel. A fun video when we do that on the channel. So next we have, I'm going to pull up a few different vegetables here because they're going to be used for the same thing. Celery. Now, when we do the different videos, whatever I'm making, I'm about to start talking about a soup, a wonderful soup I call my wellness soup. When we make that soup, whatever ingredient I'm using, I'm going to tell you what that ingredient is for, how it helps the body, when to get it from the store, how well you can grow it in your own private garden, so things like that. So this is celery, great for the kidneys, by the way. I use turnips and butternut squash. Those are actually the main things that I will use in this wellness soup. But all the other things that I'm about to tell you about are actually going in, also supporting wellness for the body in this soup. This is a soup that I try to keep in my freezer at all times. I'll make a large pot and have enough for the week for us. And then I have enough also to put in glass containers to last us for maybe a couple months. It's just something that I want always to be in my freezer. That soup is great for, especially in the winter and fall months when we see all the different viruses and colds and flus come along. This soup has so much antibiotics, antiviral ingredients in it that you get this soup in you ahead of time. Let it be something that you just normally do. This soup or soups like it that have all the ingredients that I'm talking about. That's medicine. That is medicine. A couple other things that I make sure I add in the soup will be turmeric. We know turmeric is a great ingredient for the body. And I think I showed you the butternut squash. I also add sweet potatoes. I add the sweet potatoes. They are good for you, beta carotene, but it also helps to add body to the soup and flavor. Carrots, I'll even add carrots to that soup. So you can actually decide some other vegetables that you may want in it, but your main ingredients to get that thick stock is going to be the butternut squash, the sweet potatoes, the turnips, and the celery. Anything after that, you know, of course you're going to add your dry herbs like your sage, fennel, oregano, garlic, salt, and things like that. You add that to your taste, whatever you taste it. And I also add lots of colorful peppers in that. However, if you are, or the person that you're cooking for has issues with arthritis, you may want to eliminate using peppers. For whatever reason, peppers aggravate people who have issues with arthritis. But otherwise, great flavor, great color added to the soup, so I always add that. Next will be carrots. I do a number of things with carrots. Of course, in your salad, cut them up and shred them up into your salad. I also use them I call them seasoning carrots. You can ferment these, but if you don't want to go through that process of fermenting, I actually just do what I call seasoned carrots. I will slice my carrots up and I will put just water, salt, garlic. It can be the garlic salt or it can be the garlic, that you chop up. Put that in there and just put it in your mason jar, your ball jar, and it's a great snack. You can also do that with your celery as well. Great snack. Next will be we have peaches. Let's talk with our fruit and tell you what I do with the fruit. We have wonderful peaches, Georgia peaches. We have blueberries, blackberries, and of course our lovely red strawberries. What do I do with those? I make smoothies with them. I will dehydrate them and actually turn them into what we call, you guys know what fruit roll-ups are? So I make my own fruit roll-ups. I dehydrate, I'll turn it into a smoothie, turn the peach, the berries, whatever, into a smoothie. And then I put it on my dehydrating tray and place it in my dehydrator. And then I can actually make what we call fruit roll-ups with that. Great snack, great healthy snack. There's nothing in it but the actual fruit. You can also dehydrate your apples, your oranges. I actually have you can go to the oranges, dehydrate those whole, and they're a great snack. Now what you can actually do with these also is get them into a powder, turn them into a powder with your fruit processor and use it when you're doing baked goods, making muffins. You have your natural flavor of orange, your natural flavor of apple. Surprisingly, there'll be a video on that, show you how I do that. And of course, with your different fruits, your berries, and your peaches. We make jams. I actually just did it for the first time in March. I always put the date on it. And I only have 3 jars left. So tomorrow, because I have all this stuff, I'm gonna have to do some canning tomorrow. So I'm gonna do blueberry, blackberry, strawberry, and peach jam. And of course that would be a video. If I do it tomorrow, I will be recording it, so you'll get a chance to see that video, and I'll explain all the procedures. You'll see how simple and easy it is, and we're gonna have fun. So I have a buying tomatoes. Tomatoes, I use 3 different things with that. Number one, just make my homemade tomato sauce, whether you're gonna use it in your chili, your spaghetti, pizza, whatever. Start with fresh tomatoes, no additives like you have in the can and jar products that you get from the store. You know exactly what's in there. You'll take these, use your food processor. First of all, you're gonna get the skin off, of course, and add whatever dried seasons that you want to get the taste and flavor that you want. Love that. You can make enough to just have for that particular day, and also make enough to where you can have enough to put in the freezer. That way when you're making spaghetti, making chili, anything that calls for a tomato sauce, you have it in the freezer. So with these videos, with these things that I'm gonna be talking about, we're doing a few different things. Number one, we're trying to save money, and we can save money because it is more economical for us to make our things at home than to go to the grocery store, and we know how the prices are rising, in the grocery stores. So to combat that, we're trying to teach how we can make things with our own hands in our home, in our own kitchen, in abundance, and having things preserved, whether it be by canning, whether it be by freezing, dehydrating, whatever. We can have things unpreserved so that we're not at the mercy of whatever's happening at the supermarkets. So the 3 things that we're going to be focused on, number one, as I said, is being economical, saving money, saving time. Another thing that we're going to be doing is focusing in on our health, taking the initiative to take control as much as we can of our own health, not leaving it up to systems and whatever their directive would be. You'd be surprised how much better you would feel, the body would feel, if we would just take the time to do natural ingredients that were purposely made to keep the body well. The body itself already has the ability to heal itself and to recover from different things. We just have to have the insight, the information, and the will to make the changes that we need to make. And that's what this channel is going to be about, coming together as a community, helping one another to do these things so that we can be better. The third thing that we're going to be doing by doing these videos is we're developing ways to not just help us where we are, but to pass these habits on to the next generation and thereafter. We can start a movement, if you want to call it that, a change. It's just a change. We're going to change the trajectory of how we treat our bodies, how we even look at how the responsibility that we have in maintaining our own health. It really, to a great degree, is in our hands. It is up to us. It is the challenge for most people, I will say, is just changing from one thing to, you've been living a certain way for a long time. It's hard to break habits. I get that. I understand that. But we must do that if we want to be better, if we want to live better. And that is the gist of what I want to display and talk about on this channel, how to take the responsibility to maintaining our own health. Do what we can, do what we can. So another thing that we have on the table, let's talk about sourdough. Sourdough, I actually also just started this year. I'm loving it, having a wonderful time with it. Why sourdough? Sourdough is also another probiotic. And you only need, to get started with this, you only need flour and water. That's your leaven. That's your yeast to make your breads, your biscuits, your muffins, cookies, whatever. Starting with sourdough, and at the foundation of that bread, muffin, or whatever, is a probiotic, helping your body to be well. I love, love, love. Will not make bread, will not buy bread again at the store. Another step that boosted even the health that I get from the sourdough is using fresh grain. Just started that a couple months ago. Absolutely love it. So I bought my grain mill, which we will talk about in a particular video. You'll get to see from start to finish how I make a loaf of bread, how I make my pizza dough, starting with fresh grain, putting it through my mill, and producing my own flour. We're not going to talk about just yet. Why would I do that? Why would I just not go to the grocery and buy flour? We'll talk about that. But what I want you to focus in on is there are ways we can do things that will cause us to live better lives as far as our health is concerned. And don't worry about what's happening over there. I'm going to try as much as I can not to talk about the negative. I just want to tell you the positive, what you can do, what you have in your hand, what you have the ability to do in your own hand to turn your health around. Even if you are having challenges right now, you can turn that around. You really can. It is just you deciding to make some changes in your life. So I didn't want this to be a long, drawn out video. This is our introductory video. Just want you to know the premise of why we're doing these videos. Gonna have a lot of fun doing this. Everything that I talked about will be a specific video. You will see from start to the end how these things are done. We're gonna make wonderful soups. We're gonna make wonderful vegetables, stir fries, and you'll understand the ingredients that are going in. You'll understand what they're doing for a specific part of the body, whether it be the liver, the kidney, the heart, the brain, all of that. Another thing we'll talk about too, because I did this for the first time this year, is I went a little further in my garden, trying to see what I could grow. Everything is in raised bed or pots. 2 to 3 years before that, I was doing herbs, which is pretty simple. I did my rosemary. I love rosemary, cilantro, basil, lavender. So I did those things 3 years before ongoing. But this year, I actually added cucumber, tomatoes, blackberries, peppers, a variety of peppers, and I even have some potatoes that are in a raised bed and waiting for the time to bring them up. So we're going to talk about that, starting our own garden. Just start small, start with something simple, and you'd be surprised. And the reason we're doing this, again, we want to turn the table around in how we view our health, how we view our responsibility for our health, and working together, communicating together, we can actually make it more tolerable, more simple. So that's one of the reasons that I'm doing these videos. Wasn't enough for me that I learned these things and then not be able to share them. And that's what this platform is going to be for me. I want to share what I'm learning. I'm actually, most of you know that we're watching this video, I'm actually a former hairstylist. But in 2020, when things changed, when things took a turn, I actually did pivot. I actually stopped doing hair abruptly. When they said that salons have to shut down, I did. And I have to say, I could already sense and feel that something was something was happening. So I didn't buckle at shutting down. I was ready for it because I felt something was on the horizon. So when I did that, I actually set from 2020, March of 2020 until 23. And then I heard, even up at 2020, God was showing me that he wanted me to go more into nutrition, which I already was, but I really, really delved into it, did more research, did more study, did more quiet time, and just was more focused in on it. And when I did that, I would understand that I wouldn't actually start implementing anything or sharing anything until 23. Up until 20, from 20 to 23, it was just study time for me. And it was a great time. So I have I just have a deeper concern for people who are sick, compassion for people who are sick, and the things that I have learned from head to toe concerning our body, and things that we can, simple things that we can do to take back that control. But it does take a community to do this. You know, nobody knows everything. So we come together and share what one another has been given to make things better. So I'm loving this journey. I invite you to come along and help me, walk with me in this journey. I will also, in the month of June, the end of June, be starting what they call a micro bakery. The reason I want to do that is because I want to educate people on the whys and the benefits of baking their own bread, starting with sourdough and using fresh grain. I absolutely love it. So there is a thing called cottage law, where you can actually bake your goods in your own home and sell it, you know, at farmers markets, your own pop-ups, you know, however you want to do it, in your own state. So right now, Georgia is going through where they're changing some of the laws. So July 1st, I will know what those laws are. That's when I will apply for my cottage license. And thereafter, I should be able to, or will be able to, sell my baked goods, even my jams, my dehydrated products, and different things like that. So I'm looking forward to that, getting it out into the community. I'm having so much fun doing the working with sourdough. I can't even explain it. It's a live thing. That sourdough becomes a live thing, and you see that. So if I was going to bake some bread today, last night I would have pulled my starter out and fed it flour so that it could eat and grow. So it will start to bubble, start to grow, and then I'll make some wonderful bread. That alone right there is just exciting to me, to see that happen. And then to take that dough that has been leavened and turn it into something tasty, something healthy. That's the thrust of it. That bread is so good for the body. You're getting, especially when you start with the fresh grain, you're getting those vitamins and minerals that have been stripped from the normal bread, from the normal loaf of bread, and you will see a significant difference in your body. So we're gonna have a great time talking about not just the sourdough, but all these other things that are fermented. Yogurt, we're gonna be doing yogurt, showing you how to do that. Just lots of wonderful things. So thank you for watching this video. I hope that you will join me in the future videos. We plan to have a lot of fun with this. I appreciate your participation in writing in comments, asking questions, things like that. So yeah, have fun watching, learn, give me feedback so I can also learn, and I'm gonna have a good time. So we will look forward to doing the next video. I'm going to let the introductory video be out for 2 weeks before I put in the subsequent videos, but our plan is to upload a video once a week, and we're going to go into all the other things after we spend enough time in the kitchen, we're going to deal with the body care. We're even going to deal with hair care. So what I've done in this time, this just happened last year. I stopped using, because I did a lot of braiding. I did a lot of crocheting and stuff like that, making my own hair pieces with that hair. So I had to stop. I don't use that hair anymore. So I had to wait for God to give me, then what? It's like when I stopped using relaxers, when I was started doing hair in the beginning, and probably just for that first year, God, approached me about being healthy in how I cared for the ladies that were coming to me to get their hair done. So I had to stop using relaxers. So when I told my clients that I can't use relaxer anymore, it was like, then what? So I had to ask God, then what? So I did ask God concerning not using the regular hair, then what? So he showed me, you guys. He showed me. And I'm actually wearing a hair piece now that's made from what he showed me. It is all natural. You won't believe what it is, but it is all natural material, something that you could wear on your body. It is a natural fabric, and I'm able to take that and make hair pieces out of them. Amazing. So we'll talk about that in the future, because with this particular product, I'm going to have to get some protection on it, some intellectual property going. So as soon as that's done, that will be released, and we will start showing videos on those. And yeah, so we're excited. I'm excited, and look forward to sharing all this good information with you in this soon. Look forward to the next videos. In the meanwhile, please be well.